Alright, before I get into the video, I want to say a few things. Thank you viewer for taking the time to look at my video, it means a lot. Also make sure to subscribe if you are new here. Entitled Aunt thinks she gets my child. This is not my story but my friend's who has asked me to post it here because her account is too new. She is Shaven Turtle and I'll get her to comment below for if anyone would like to message her, smiley face. So this happened when I was a teenager but I still think about it, and when I found this subreddit I just had to post. So when I was 17 I got pregnant and the father didn't want anything to do with it, which was fine as we weren't even dating. I intended on putting the baby up for adoption because I wasn't ready for a child, and I'm sure there is lovely people out there that could love and care and provide for my baby. However, my aunt, who already had 6 children, 5 boys and 1 girl, for some crazy reason automatically believed the child would be hers once I gave birth. She was also a terrible mother, so there's no way my child was going to her. I asked my parents if they had told her this or anything and they had no idea. All they had told her is that I was pregnant and was going to give the baby up. I found all this out when I went to hers for my cousin's birthday. She made a comment about how she was going to have to make some room for the baby, and I asked, wait, wow, are you pregnant again? She laughed. And then told me, no, when you give your baby, silly. At this point I literally thought she had lost her marbles. I told her no, I was giving my baby up for adoption. She just laughed once again and said, sure, that's what I'm saying now. I continued to clearly tell her, no, you are not having my child. Like, this isn't some of can I borrow your Barbie doll, this is literally a human. She just continued telling me I'll change my mind once I meet my baby. I gave up in the end because she just would not accept the fact I wouldn't give her my baby. When I went into labor my mum told my grandpa, who told my aunt, and she turned up at the hospital waiting for me to give her my baby. I was pissed and told her to leave. She finally left and it was the weirdest experience of my life. I'm close to my cousins and so I have seen her since, but I haven't really properly spoken to her since. My baby girl was stillborn and it was devastating, and I know my entitled aunt made some comments to my parents behind my back, but to this day I refuse to find out what she said. My entitled mom thinks she can tell my sister what to do with her bod. Hey guys, I've heard that a lot of you want to read more about me protecting my sister's rights from our mother. So here we are. First, you may want a bit of context, but you can skip it if you want. My homophobic, racist, and addicted to alcohol and cigarettes, mom used to physically and verbally/emotionally abuse me as a child, but since I'm an adult she can't get to me as much as she used to. But she continues to verbally and emotionally hurt my little sister. Her actions toward her family caused my father to divorce her and leave the house. Apparently, my mom mistreated my dad the same way she did and still does to us. I recently started a rebellion against her. I aim to protect my sisters and I rights and freedom as human beings. It happened an hour ago. Before we get started, meet the cast. Me equals looks like it's me. IB equals insensitive birther. I have to call my mom. DS equals desperate sister. DS and I were sitting on the couch, minding our own business and having a conversation about the new haircut DS wants to have. Her new haircut is an important part of her gender identity because she wants to come out of the closet as gender nonconforming, the same way I did. I don't use they/them pronoun for DS because she told me she doesn't want to change her pronouns for now. As the conversation goes by, DS shows me a picture of the haircut she wants. I tell her it will undoubtedly look amazing on her, it really will. This is where IB chooses to interact with us. IB, what do you mean, getting a haircut? Me, Mom, DS already talked to you about getting a new haircut. Why do you seem so surprised to hear about it? DS, look what I want to get next August. She shows her the picture excitedly, a proud smile on her face. IB's face becomes suddenly red and a look of disgust and anger appears in her eyes. IB, oh no. Not that, absolutely not. You won't be getting that. You should have a longer haircut, but not that. It's too short, look at that. I don't want that for you. DS's smile vanishes, now she looks sad. So sad. God, I just couldn't stand it. Then she turned to me, with that same face. Her deep blue eyes screamed, help me, she's yelling at me now and I don't know what I did wrong today. I saw myself in her eyes. I was in the same position as her. When I was a minor, I thought I was her property. I couldn't have an opinion, I couldn't be who I wanted to be because I thought she owned my body. I remember how depressed I was, how desperate I was in the closet. I had nobody to turn to, but DS does. Because DS has me now. A bucket of rage and injustice fell on me like it weighted the world. I forced the bucket into me to stay in me, I kept calm and I reacted. I'm going to use the power I have as an adult to counter IB's own abuse of power. Me, hey, why are you judging a person's choice of haircut? It's not like it will be your hair that's going to get chopped, you know. IB is already fuming, she hates it when someone disagree with her. IB, well, DS a minor and I said she can't have that haircut because it's too short for her. It's not actually her real excuse, she just doesn't want to have another child that doesn't conform to the gender IB chose for DS. LGBTQ phobic, you know. Me, I'm an adult too, and I say that it's not right to choose what DS has to do with her hair instead of herself. It's her body, not yours. IB, I'm still the adult and I do what I want to my daughter. The conversation isn't really a conversation at that point. IB is screaming, while I'm talking. DS is watching, incredulous. I still can see the look of hurt from the last time she looked at me. But I can tell she wants to try to stand up for herself. So I decided to include her in. Me, and you think it's right? If I take your words I can do what I want to my daughter, does that mean you will rape her if you want to? And I'm going to stop you before you respond because I know your answer already, it's no. So, do you think it's okay to treat DS more like an object you own than an actual teenager, your child? IB tries to speak yell but I can't afford to let her cut me off with her bullsh #T so I continue. Me, about that, have you seen DS's face while she was showing her the picture? She was so proud, she wanted you to see it. She wanted you to support her, and yet you start lecturing DS. You basically tell her she can't think for herself, have a different opinion than you, and on top of that you tell DS you own her. DS, tell your mom what you think about this situation. DS's voice isn't as strong as mine, but she says, I think it is unfair for me, I think I matter enough as a human to control my body and look the way I want to be. I want to be treated like a future adult and learn to make decisions by myself. And that was the last straw for IB, she storms off, yelling in the process, I'm going for a smoke, and a drink. Not gonna lie, I feel so proud of myself for what I did. I think it was the right to do. And it was the first DS was able to speak for herself. I'm a proud sibling, guys. EP ruins Little League Baseball fun for our whole team. When I was 10, I played on a Little League Baseball team with my best friend. His dad was our coach. He was awesome in that he didn't just stick kids in the outfield to punish them, we all rotated positions to get experience everywhere. Anyway, he had a deal where he would hand out packs of baseball cards at the end of every game based on things you did throughout the game, e.g. hitting a single was 1 pack, participating in an out was 1 pack, a home run was 4, etc. This was entirely out of the coach's own pocket and kept our spirits high even if we lost the game. Every player was guaranteed 2 packs just for being there. After one game I was going to stay the night with my best friend, so we were waiting for his dad to finish up when an entitled parent of our teammate approached the coach. EP, why did my son receive 2 packs of cards? Coach, visibly confused, I give cards to all players after each game. EP, but why did he only receive 2? Coach, that is what every player gets every game. Did I miss a play teammate made? Side note, teammate hates playing baseball. He told us as much. He avoids every ball that came his way and often was crying after returning from the batter's box. Baseball just wasn't his thing. EP, no. You gave coach's son 4, and that won me 3. Coach, I am sorry. My intention is to incentivize plays while also encouraging participation. EP, ugh. Then storms off. The ride back to their house was somber. Coach didn't talk much and we didn't know what to say. The following practice our coach explained how he would no longer be handing out the card packs after games. We were all upset, but became mad when we learned it was because teammates EP complained to the league managers and put a stop to it. EA yells at me for defending myself. I apologize in advance for my grammar. I'm back with EA. A couple of weeks ago my aunt hosted a barbecue and it was really fun. NOC, nice older cousin, and NC, nice cousin, love boxing and rugby, so they decided do a boxing tournament upstairs and we didn't tell my aunt. After they went upstairs, me and my EC, read my other entitled parents post to see why she's so entitled, stayed downstairs for a drink. My EA asked why they went upstairs and I didn't say anything because my cousins didn't want us to tell EA, but EC did. After she said it I asked her why she told EA after NOC and NC told us not to, and instead of explaining why she did it, she went to EA and said this op called me a snitch. I heard and started defending myself, but instead of being nice and seeing both sides she immediately said this stop. You shouldn't have called EC a snitch and you shouldn't be causing a scene. I understand I should have been calm and talked to her privately but seriously. After that I got mad and asked my dad if we can leave. Entitled mother at Trader Joe's possibly having COVID tries to get in and skip the line. As you may have known, COVID-19 hit New Jersey pretty hard. Around April, peak, I had to go to a Trader Joe's to get my groceries with my brother. I had a mask and gloves and was social distancing. The line was around a block and I was at the front. I had forgotten my phone, so I struck up a conversation with my brother. I was looking down the line and he looked ahead, when I saw what seemed to be a Karen. Dun dun dun. I didn't see her wearing a mask or any sort of protection, and her child, around my age, I'm 14, was walking along. He had a mask and gloves and seemed to be distressed. Poor kid probably knew what was going down. The mother was coughing and I panicked a bit OFC, but thought maybe it was just the changing climate and was a cold. She makes it to the front. I was at the front and she decides to talk to the employee who was letting people in and stopping too many people from going in. The following conversation ensues. Entitled mother, hello, may I please go in? TJE, Trader Joe's employee, no ma'am, you have to get in line and wait your turn. Please, it's an emergency, I can't let my child go hungry. This is a middle upper class neighborhood. TJE, ma'am, I can't, it's too dangerous to have too many people at one time, we've already had to turn people away for COVID-19 fears. I don't care about this flu going around. I need to get in there, I should know about this flu, I have it at the moment. I went cold and the employee seemed more afraid than I. All I've done to avoid it and know I might get it, my bro and I are introverted and we're kinda afraid of getting into this mess. PK, poor kid, her child mom. Shut it, she pinches his arm. TJE, ma'am, leave. No, I am going in, she proceeds to try to enter, and is coughing hard. A bit of spit is my arm and mask and she gets escorted out by other employees minutes later. I finish shopping and a couple weeks later I feel sick. Never got tested but am getting the antibody test, will update later on, smiley face. Entitled grandmother calls me a creep. You know how it goes, EG and me. Little bit of backstory, my grandparents are staying with us and I am not their biggest fans, but I'm nice. Grandma kept falling asleep on the couch and it was like 1 a.m, I went up to make sure she wasn't dead. I did this periodically till she went to bed. Next day. E.g., op, come downstairs. Me, goes downstairs. E.g., I don't need a response, I just need a yes, e.g. me, nods. E.g., you need to stop being a creep. Watching me while I sleep is creepy. Don't be creepy. Nobody likes a creep. Me, literally almost bursts into tears on the spot. The thing is, I wasn't allowed to tell anyone but my sister too because my mom would defend her mother and I would be the bad guy. So I ranted to my sister. Let me know if you want more EG stories, there's a bunch. Make sure to like, share, subscribe if you haven't done yet. Thanks for watching.